All right, how's everyone doing this morning? Hope everyone's having a good Gencon. My name is Bill Slavasek. I am the Director of R&D for Dungeons & Dragons at Wizards of the Coast. And my voice is already going, so excuse me. Up here on the panel with me for today's Dungeons & Dragons preview show, Jeremy Crawford, Senior Developer for Dungeons & Dragons. Steve Schubert, Development Manager. John Shindahedi, Creative Art Director for Dungeons & Dragons.
He knows something you don't know.
John just told me his title changed, and I was trying to remember what he said. It's too early. And then Mike Merle's Group Manager for the role-playing game for Dungeons & Dragons.
He's a Seattle fan.
Okay, we're done, everybody. See you later. No. All right, so today what we're going to talk about, I'm going to tell you just a quick overview of what's available now for Dungeons & Dragons, just in case you don't have a wonderful local game store near you. I can tell you what's coming soon, the rest of this year, September through December. Then I'm going to tell you some stuff about 2011, if you want to hear that. It's not the apocalypse. And then we'll have plenty of time for questions and answers. So I ask you guys to save your questions till the end of the presentation. So what has come out this year? I'm not going to hit everything. I put all the slides together a couple of days ago, and we put a lot of stuff out, and it was too long. So I'm just going to hit some of the highlights. Early this year, we did Underdark. Who wants to tell them about Underdark?
So I can just project. No, you have to. I have to use this technology.
We're being recorded.
Oh, we're being recorded. Hello, people who are listening to this in the future. The Underdark book basically it gives a sort of a broad approach to the Underdark, giving individual locations with a fair amount of detail that you can sort of piece together to build your own campaign that takes place beneath the earth. There's also some sort of draws in some sort of the classic D&D flavor. Like I think the Vault of the Drow has a section in here. So it's really kind of a toolkit approach where if the characters go deep beneath the earth, you have lots of options of things to throw up.
Okay, that's too long. Let's talk about these things quicker. So we want to get to the new stuff. No. Martial Power 2 also came out earlier this year. All kinds of new stuff for your martial characters, including fighters, rogues, warlords, and rangers, which I can read right off the slide. And the big book in the early part of the year was Player's Handbook 3, which introduced psionic power to the game. Who picked up Player's Handbook 3? Woo! Cool. Who's running a psionic character? Who's going to run a psionic character? Who's doing a Minotaur? Anything else you want to ask? No, okay.
Who has a hybrid character?
Oh, right.
Hybrid Minotaur.
We also did Plane Above, like Underdark. That's all stuff about the Astral Sea.
Yeah, like you said, it's an overview of the Astral Seas, what you can do with Githyanki pirates, raiding your heroes. I actually am running a campaign that's based, because the world's destroyed, because of the PCs, because they do that. They're sailing through the Astral Sea, and so I've been drawing a lot of material out of the book to give them places to go and people to fight.
Big book in this part of the year was Monster Manual 3. I guess some of you have liked that book. Monster Manual 3, we introduced a new format for the monsters to make life easier for the Dungeon Master. Did it work?
Yay! Thank you.
You're welcome.
Love you.
What did he say?
Good luck.
Oh, of course. And we also released the Player Strategy Guide, which had a new art look for us. John, why don't you tell them about that new art look?
One of the things that we wanted to do with this book is it was going to be a more casual approach, a little more informal. And so they came back to me and said, hey, let's do that with the art. Let's make it more approachable, have a little more fun, a little more tongue-in-cheek. So we got some fun folks to get together and did a very different look on it. I hope you guys appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the fun and wit and humor that's a part of it as well, too.
Somebody just snuck in, and Greg Bilslin, who's a new producer over for us on Dungeons & Dragons. And was very instrumental in the new format for the monsters, so love him. Just recently, I guess this was last month, we released Demonomicon. Mike, your name's on that, so you should tell him about it.
Well, to keep it quick, it has demons in it. So. Too quick. It goes into the abyss. It's almost the approach to the abyss is like what we've done in the Underdark and been other location kind of books, where it's really meant to be a place you can adventure. So we really had an aim toward making that a place where you can send your characters, especially at higher levels, and really with all the demons and stuff we included into it, was all made of a one cohesive package that sort of builds toward that aim. So, and along with the lore and history of the abyss.
And we also just released the Tomb of Horrors, this year's super adventure. Anybody playing that yet? Are your groups dead yet? Lost 4 people. Cool. Tomb of Horrors just it's a big adventure that's actually not meant to be played all in a row. It's set up so you can go in and out of the Tomb of Horrors and see it at 5th level and at 10th level and again at 15th level. And it's got a huge poster map, and it's pretty neat. Oh, where'd you go?
They can't get me on the camera over there.
Oh, okay.
Good job sneaking over there. Going unnoticed.
Okay, and we got another guy just joined us, Greg Bilslin. No, I'm done introducing you. But here at the show, we just released our new August products, the Dark Sun campaign setting. Dark Sun is near and dear to me. I worked on the original edition back in 2nd edition. I wasn't able to find time to help them with this one, but I did spend a lot of time with the concepting with Rich and Rodney and Robert Schwab. Who else worked on that? That was it? Okay. It seemed like we had a whole bunch of people on that for a while. The Dark Sun campaign saying, who's picked one up? Cool. How'd you like it?
Made of awesome.
Made of awesome. All right, I'm using that.
That's going on Twitter.
With that, we also did the creature catalog. John, how did we go about getting Wayne to do these pieces?
How did we conned him. It scared the heck out of him when we said, hey, Wayne, do you want to do these pieces for us? Because he was like, I do not want to follow up Brahm. And most people wouldn't want to follow up Brahm now, would they? So we did some begging, some pleading, and some small bribes, and he finally agreed to take over the job, and loved it and had a blast doing it. So hope you guys enjoyed his art as well.
We like Wayne.
We like him. We like him too.
The adventure that goes along with this is Marauders of the Dune Sea. And we also have the Psionic Power source book, which follows up both Player's Handbook 3 and is also usable for your Dark Sun campaign. We're only showing it at the show. The slow boat from China didn't quite arrive, but the Castle Ravenloft board game is on its way and will be in stores later this month. If you haven't gotten a chance to go take a look at it, we've got copies of it in Sagamore Hall, and it's a big, heavy box of goodness. Well, evilness. Vampires and stuff.
When you open the box, does a bat fly out?
We tried to do that, but that was against.
The liability insurance.
That's why it's so slow.
Yeah, that went against the code.
Too often it was a dead bat.
That has the same effect almost.
Well, they'll be in the straight-loaded dead bat.
That's going on Twitter.
All right, so now we're coming to what's coming up. Actually, before we do that, let's go back for a minute. Anybody playing in Encounters seasons this season, the Dark Sun? Okay. Encounters season, how many of you don't know about Encounters? All right, so I don't have to do a big spiel here, but Encounters happens Wednesday nights in your local game stores. Actually, Greg, you've been doing Encounter stuff. Why don't you tell them a little bit about it?
It's a weekly program. Revolves generally around one of our current products. The first season was set in the Forgotten Realms, and that was sort of to kick things off. Now we've entered into Dark Sun. That'll be wrapping up in late September, and we'll be moving on to the new season of Encounters, which is Keep on the Borderlands, a season of Serpents, which is going to have some very interesting serpentine threats, dragon threats, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We've done some play testing on it, and it's really been a hoot.
And the Keep on the Borderlands season is actually tied into our essential releases, which start off with the Red Box, the fantasy role-playing starter set, which comes out next month. We went totally retro with this one, and I want John to talk about that.
Oh, wow, got me off guard on that one. One of the big things is they wanted to tie back to, the basis for where everything started for Dungeons & Dragons. So we talked to Larry and said, hey, Larry, can we sit here and use this piece again and play off the whole Red Box all over again back to my youth? I don't know how many people started out there, but that's where I started, was Red Box way back in the 70s. And we had a blast going back and revamping the entire box and tying back to those initial look and feel, and started to take off on that.
You guys want to say anything? Yeah, why don't you tell them about what's in it, Jeremy? I'm trying to make sure we got more people up here than I'm used to, so I'm trying to figure out how to do
I'll stand up. The Red Box basically includes everything you need to have a starter D&D experience. So it has not only information on making your characters, but it also has information for the DM on running a starter game. It has tokens, battle mat, adventure. It also has a really great adventure that you play through to create your character. So it's a solo adventure. So check it out.
This is a great item just for the nostalgia. It's got neat components. It's got dice. And if you got a new player coming into your group that you met at Encounters, let them use this to figure out how to play the game.